What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kinda Funny podcast. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino, alongside Beanie McBeanie.
Beanie Bro,
Mr.
baby.
Turkeys.
Beanie
The
McBeanie.
That's
Yeah.
what we're
Nothing
at.
today.
Like
Nothing today.
I gotta say that like the pre-show, like before we went live, vibe. I'm feeling it. There's an energy coming from SnowBikeMike that is feeding in, making Andy giggle. We're getting Nick's in that thing where he's
I'm in
just
a
like,
fun place, yeah.
he's yes and.
Yeah.
But then we start and you just go Beanie McBeanie. So I don't know. Nick, I'm gonna need to get 5 minutes to go Nick back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You know what, Kevin? Kevin, keep it going. Don't pay any attention to what I'm
keep it
doing.
going.
Here. I'm saying cut the feed. I want you to keep it going.
No,
This
you
is
got
me-
it. You got
this
to
is me
not give me
zip-locking
mixed.
it.
You know how
This
close
is
I
me
was
zip-locking
hitting standby and
Zip-lock the feed.
restarting the thing.
No. This is the Ziploc. You know how you Ziploc sometimes from the inside out? I do inside
Double
out.
seal.
Keep
Double
it
seal.
in.
Double seal. Well, the double seals were like Andy.
I go
of
left to
course.
right. I go left to right.
I think I go right to left, dude. You're crazy.
Jesus.
Do you remember the first time you ever bought?
You're in Japan.
You ever bought that super high tech product where one side of the because the seals were always the same color. Mike, I don't know if you know this, but in America, the seals have always been the same colors.
Same
It's
color.
always like two blue seals that you just kind of pinch together.
Mhm.
But one day they invented the technology where one seal was blue, one seal was kind of pink, and you knew it was sealed when that shit turned perp. When that
I
was a
never
purple,
thought about
Let
it.
it turn perp, y'all.
you were like, "Wow, I feel safe now. My stuff is in there,
Yeah.
and I feel safe because I could see it
Mhm.
visually. I get the
Mhm.
visual confirmation, Nick."
Now, if I'm not mistaken, by the way, that voice that you're hearing is the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas Street, Latino Heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds, the Globetrotting headshot and nitro rifle from Twitch.tv, Mr. Andy Cortez.
What did Blessing think of today? Blessing said something like,
Billboard rocking.
"No," and he was like,
Globetrotting.
the Times Squaring, always daring." I forgot what he said. It was
Always
cool though.
caring. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
cool. It was something like that. It was cool.
And joining us again on the podcast for his third or fourth time, maybe second time, I don't know, is the master of the downhill slopes, Mr. SnowBikeMike. How you
Now,
feeling
Nick,
today, Mikey?
I'm feeling great. You know, Greg's not here, which means I get to let loose and have a little more fun. You know, when he's here, I kind of got to button it up. But let me tell you something really quick, Andy, before I let you talk really fast, all right? As somebody who's been around a lot of plastic baggies in his day, you know, I'm
For what?
always one to roll it up, then you seal it up. You know what
For
I mean? I don't-
oregano,
For oregano, that's right. For all my pizza
Yeah.
purposes.
Or
Now, I've rolled a
herbs for
couple
your
up.
herbs.
You know what I don't like, Andy, is the ones that don't have the little zipper on top. You got to like lick it and then like twist it on there. Not a big fan of that. Have you ever done that?
No.
Y'all don't know about that?
Wait,
talking about-
you're talking the
I
ones
know
talking
what
about an
you're
envelope.
You mean
No.
the original little bag that has
original
the
way back
folder
in the
thing
day.
that just has a
Yeah.
folder.
You
Yeah.
fold over it.
That was horseshit. So that was the OG. You guys don't remember this because you're all zygotes. when I was born.
Horseshit.
It really was though. He's not wrong.
Why was it horseshit? Like you were lied
Because
to?
like no, cause, Andy, if you put like a full blown sandwich, it would mostly cover it, but like you knew in your bag it was gonna open back up.
You would
This
open
is
up.
before Ziploc, but these are just sandwich bags.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are you talking about the one that's kind of like essentially just saran wrap that is
Yes.
kind of connected?
Folded.
Got it.
It looks
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
folded.
Okay.
I don't think you can buy it
those
anymore.
suck.
Yeah. It doesn't keep the smell in either, Andy. That's a big factor. You
just
zip
let
it,
it leak.
smell stays in. Smell stays in.
I
Yeah.
would have loved it if Nick was like we hear him say that it's horseshit, right? And we're like, why does Nick think it's horseshit? And like maybe he donated to a Kickstarter back in the day that was about that product, and it's like, no, fuck those things. I'll never trust in those.
Like I was like, did you guys like? I was like Aston Kutcher from WeWork. I'm like, I'm just trying to sell everyone on this thing that doesn't have the Ziploc. 'Cause I'm like, this is the way God intended it. This is the natural order of the baggie. Am I crazy in thinking that it used to be originally yellow and blue make green? Do you remember that?
only
I
know
believe
the
that was
pink
I
and
believe
red-
that was a
pink
thing.
and
I
blue.
think that was the original Ziploc with a color code. It was like, because I remember the commercials, yellow, kids are like, yellow and blue make green. And that was the first time that I realized, Andy, that like, I don't have to go to art school because
You're learning the
the
principles.
Ziploc Corporation will
You
just
keep
tell
talking
me
shit about art school.
what
Yeah.
Color theory, yeah.
what two colors combined to make. And I figured it out. It was pretty.
I was gonna make an old joke and say, yeah, back in the 20s, they didn't have pink dye. That didn't exist back in the
Wow.
day.
Wow, they didn't discover that.
New nickname for Mike, the Czar of Nar.
Oh,
I like that.
that's
Pretty
hot, Andy.
good.
Love
Yeah,
that,
dude.
bro.
The
Let's write
czar
that down,
of
people.
Nar.
Let's write that down. Don't forget that one.
I'm gonna write it down right underneath the one I made for Joey today, but she's not here. So
Mike just lives such an extreme lifestyle, you know. I'm just so happy that it's just like we're able to have him in our lives because it makes me feel like I'm living on the edge just a little bit more.
You're the now apprentice of Stoke. No, I'll call you the sergeant of Stoke.
Oh, that's good.
There, Tim. Okay.
Yes.
What's
like
up?
Scarpino.
I'd like to be the lieutenant of letting it hang loose. Hey, when you
You don't have to be a part of everything.
I love it, Nick.
But I like that though.
when you spell how do you spell czar? That's with a C, right? Is it C?
CZAR, yeah.
So I just spelled
how do you spell lieutenant? I'm like, Nick, don't even try.
I can't spell. I've never been able to spell lieutenant in my life. I don't believe there is a spelling for lieutenant. I think it's one of those magic words. The czar, I put the czar of Nar, but I spelled Nar with the C also. So it's C. So everyone knows it's officially spelled the CZAR of CNAR. Just so everyone knows.
Silent C.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
silent
Silent
C.
C. Silent
The
C. You don't
always
know about
hidden
it.
silent C.
Absolutely. Always.
What were
hidden,
you,
but
what
never
was
forgotten.
Joey's nickname, Nick?
Joey was going to be it's Christmas in the car. You know, sometimes you drive in the car, it's like the car radio is Christmas. I'm like, that's what I think of because it's Christmas in the car.
The car radio is Christmas. What does that mean?
Okay, so when I go to Tahoe sometimes to visit my relatives up there, starting at like I swear to God, midnight, October 31st to November 1st, it's Christmas music nonstop in the car. Always. It's like whatever Sirius satellite radio is just like the hits, where it's like, it's the most wonderful. It's all Dean Martin. He's slightly drunk the entire time. That's Joey Noel to me right now.
That makes more. Thank you for the explanation. It's just,
You're welcome.
you got to understand that when we don't have the context saying, you know how it's always Christmas in the car? Like nobody knows what that means.
I'm very well aware of how ridiculous I am. I know, having seen your reactions to the words that come out of my mouth, I just can't help it. I don't know how to straighten it up a little bit.
Can't
You know
fix
what I mean?
this.
I don't know how to figure it out. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is a kind of funny podcast where each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around these mics just to shoot the breeze. And of course, if you want to support this show, and we all know you do, you can support this channel, be extra cool. Head over to patreon.com/kindafunny and throw us a couple bucks. You get all of our shows ad-free. You can ask us questions to answer live on this show like we're going to do today. And you get to be a part of the exclusive Patreon-only post-show. This week's episode is brought to you by Stamps.com. But we'll talk about that a little later. We also want to give a quick shout-out to our Patreon producers, Pranksky, Delaney Twining, Julian the Gluten-Free Gamer, and Pranksky yet again.
Twinning, right?
Twinning. Yeah, T-winning. Just like C-nar.
Just same thing. The same concept.
Similar.
Silent.
Really, come on. Let's talk about
Holy
this. For
God,
a second.
you're an
Fuck
idiot.
words that start with letters that they shouldn't start with. Am I right?
Yeah.
Knowledge.
Like,
Oh, you are absolutely correct about that, Nick. Yeah.
Fucking.
It's a problem.
There's like knowledge, right? Like, no. Why is there a K?
We're gonna do a
okay.
top 10 worst letters that start with wrong letters. Worst words that start with wrong letters.
No is up there for me, right?
Pterodactyl.
Oh
fuck,
yeah,
pterodactyl number one.
totally. That's a good pull right there.
You can't. I think the problem with it is you can't be a semi-tough word to spell without the silenced letter. Like
Yeah, 'cause
pterodactyl is kind of a tough word to spell, even if there wasn't a P in the beginning.
But I think, and I know that this is a very dumb point to make, but I'm going to make it anyways. I think that you have to forgive it because, like, just the dactyl part is what's hard to spell.
tough.
But fuck, it's so cool. Is there anything
Dactyl,
cooler
yeah.
than that series of letters next to each other? I'm like, I'm gonna give you the bonus points for this.
All right, I got the list. I've got
All
the
right,
list. Wow, there's a
are we
lot
seeing
of
this list?
crazy. There's
Are
a
you pulling
lot
this
of
up?
crazy words right here. I don't want to send Kevin the list because it's going to eventually evolve to all 4 of us reading different words at the same time.
Sure.
Own it, Andy. You are the leader.
Yeah, go through the list. We don't care.
There's a lot of them, and I'm gonna throw out my first one right now. Wait, how is wrist one?
Wrist?
Wrist.
Wrist? No, that shouldn't be there.
No, it should. It should.
Wrist,
We're just
yeah.
used to it
Wrist.
starting with W.
Yeah.
It should start with an R.
I accentuate
wrist.
I go heavier on the W.
How do you say it?
Say it.
Wrist.
Broke up my wrist. No.
That's how I say it.
It's funny because
talking about?
he says wrist, but when it comes to
Wrist.
walrus, he just says allrus.
Oh look, Czar is on here. Czar is on here.
Yeah.
Czar is impossible.
A lot of these are obviously medical terms, and I think one that annoys me the most is psoriasis with a P, but it looks cool because it seems like psychic. Psychic, another one with a P.
Psychic. Why
A lot
not
of
just
these are
spell it with
PS,
one S?
honestly. Tons of these are PS.
More like BS.
No,
Thank you. Thank you.
Kevin, Kevin's
Fucking
getting involved.
Christ, Kevin. See,
I'm
a lot
not saying we
have
don't
the
be correct, but I am saying
WRs.
that we're fucking crushing this podcast right now.
The most obvious one to me is like who, because that's just fucking bullshit.
That's HOO, yeah.
Yeah. Why would you start that with
yes.
a W? And we say it so often, we're just like, oh, I guess that's that. No, why?
Andy,
Get
how
outta
do you
here.
say who?
Whoa.
That just barely came through. That
was perfect.
Barely got picked up. Tsunami, a good one.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck off,
no,
Tsunami.
Tsunami though, it's with pterodactyl for me, where I'm like, I think I give it the pass just because
Yeah,
so much of it's
Tsunami's too
fucking
cool.
cool.
I
about
do
knife?
think there's Kevin. I do think there's something about TSU that seems really like extreme. There's something
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe it's just Johnny Tsunami. Obviously, that's where my
Johnny
mind's
Tsunami.
going.
Hell yeah,
Obviously,
dude.
of course, that's why.
But something
everyone's
about TSU does seem kind of cool. You're thinking knife, Kev? You think
Yeah,
knife?
I also feel
I'm
like
gonna say-
pneumatic
The P's,
is totally
the
cool.
T's, and the K's are really what's fucking everyone over here. P's, T's, and K's, right? We can all agree on that.
And W's.
And then the W's. Yeah, W's.
W's.
No,
okay.
I don't
Those
agree
are
with
the
the
four.
W's because here they have like we're wrinkle and we're rap.
That's
Wrath.
the thing, dude. Yeah.
Wrinkle.
Wrath.
Wrinkle should be-
R-I-N-K-L-E.
Thank you,
Wrinkle.
Nick.
Yeah.
Done.
Wrath.
Rap. R-A-P.
Mm.
Done. Why do we need to spell it different ways?
Yeah.
Use
Get out of the way,
context.
W.
Yo,
You know
I'm
what's
gonna
a-
wrap up that sandwich in an old school baggie that I found underneath that smells a little bit like marijuana.
Oregano.
No
Oregano.
Ziplocs.
One
Are we
thing that
not-
I don't love is, or one thing no, I take that back. One thing I do love because you talked about wrinkle. I love when the kull is not KLE, but when it's KYL. I think that's so cool. Like if wrinkle was WRINKYL,
Okay.
Mm.
it's so like elvish to me. Not
Yeah.
Elvis Costello or Presley, but
Right.
elvish, like Lord of the Rings.
He's just trying to
Well,
bring in
thank
Lord of
you.
the Rings now.
Thank you very
He's
much.
just-
Great
I know,
movie, great
everything has to
franchise.
relate
If you
back
haven't
to
seen it, by the way.
They won an Academy
Trilogy.
Award or two. No, here's what I was
Wait,
saying.
let's
No,
hear
the-
that one more time, Nick. What was that?
They won an Academy Award. Congratulations.
Oh no,
In
I thought you were
19
doing the Elvis.
Oh, I did
impersonation.
say thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you did say it in an Elvis twang. Like they won many
Thank you very
Academy Awards.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will say the Culls. No, Andy. I have to disagree with you here, right? Because is it LE or EL? This is
Yeah.
what confuses me
It's
every single
YL.
freaking time.
We should just commit. We should come up with the rule. What do we think it should be in every situation? Cole.
EL. It's easy,
YL is so much cooler, dude.
I'm with you though, Nick.
KYL.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right?
EL,
Think
just
about
like that's how the sound sounds.
I don't know that we're properly like smart enough to do this.
Well, you know
Kevin,
what, Kevin, it turns out that whoever the fuck invented the English language also wasn't. So
Idiots, bunch of
It's
idiots.
It's just a bunch of different right? It's like Roman mixed with some Germanic. Like it's just too much fucking in the English language.
Kevin,
There
here's
was
my
a lot of
thing.
inbreeding.
You know the meme that everybody uses of the futuristic society. This is how society would look if blah blah blah. Right. Right now, Tim and Nick are doing the. This is how society would look if every cull was KYL, and it's flying cars, and it's like everybody's on the same page, and this is society has advanced. For me, here's the meme, gamers. You take a picture of like I don't know, someplace in Lord of the Rings. Where do the elves live? I'm already forgetting. Rivendell. A picture of Rivendell and like, here's
You
how
could have
society
said
would look if
anything.
everything ended
You
with
said
KYL.
Mm.
Because that's like what I want. I
Mhm.
want that kind of vibe. Like, why don't we use more X's in our letters? Why don't we use more? Whenever I see like Mega Man, the year 20XX, that's the
Mhm.
coolest shit of all time. Use that as well. Go ahead, Nick.
Andy, I'm going to paint a picture of a little fantasy land we have here, right? You know how they have the Star Wars, the hotel? It's going to be all Star Wars hotel.
Mhm.
You can go there, you can dress like Obi-Wan Kenobi and fucking make the
Yeah.
and the staff just literally can't say anything to you, even though they're all thinking you're a fucking huge dork when you do it. What if I told you?
I mean, they work there because they love it, but that's fine.
I mean, but how many fucking times are you going to see someone be like, "Oh my god, it's Star Wars," and then take out their fake lightsaber and make the noise with their mouth, and then have someone be like, "You're a 42-year-old 5'8" man who's balding. Stop making that sound. Let the
Nick,
children
you
make
just
that
can't
sound."
have fun.
5'7", I guess.
I'm going to say this though. Here's my question to you, Andy.
Mhm.
What if I told you that me and Tim are working on getting investors for Lord of the Rings hotel, where you get to go, and the
Be a
whole
little
backyard
elf.
is like a jungle where there's the elves that you like, and they all have that weird blonde hair and like the spooky skin. Would you go and do a Lord of the Rings hotel?
You know what? I would
experience.
honestly. I mean, I would love it if it was more of like Hobbiton.
Okay, we'll make it the Shire. We'll make
in
it the Shire.
Hobbiton in the Shire.
That's
Yeah.
a thing already, though.
Well,
you
can go
can't
visit
stay
the
there.
set, but you can't like hang out and
I
build
guess
those
you're right.
house.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are we
I
done
would
with
say-
words though? It's for time code purposes. Did we finish words?
No,
I
because
think
because first off, when we're on the fantasy vibe, I'm looking at gnome. No, thank you, G. in
No,
the front.
no,
Stop, G.
come on.
Oh yeah, get the heck out of
No,
here.
no, thank you.
No, I'm not agreeing with you, G. And I'm looking at Gnaw and Nat as well. The
Oh,
fuck out of
what?
here.
The G's are
Okay.
huge offenders. We
You're
can all
silent
agree with this.
G's out there. Nick, I would
Yeah.
say no.
Okay, but let me pitch you on this.
Wow.
Though. Let me pitch you on this though. It's Hobbit Town, and we have all the
Hobbiton.
meals. It's all the meals. Like
No, we don't have the license, Andy, so it's Hobbit Town.
it's
Okay.
Hobbit
Oh.
Town.
Hobbit
Yeah.
Town.
Oh yeah. No, we're
Hobbit
not.
Town.
You're gonna get here. There's not gonna be like everyone's gonna be the same height. We're not fucking trying to get kids to act like they're adults in this shit.
Okay.
But you get there, and breakfast is served twice daily, along with dinner twice daily and lunch twice daily.
What
It's
about
all the
second
extra
breakfast?
Wow, a lot of meals, a lot
Second
of food
breakfast.
being consumed.
Mhm.
The only reason
Mike doesn't know anything about Lord of the Rings, so he's like, "That's a lot of meals. It's a lot of meals."
The only reason I would say no is because there aren't like I need full size animatronics and things of that nature to really sell the experience. But when I think of Star Wars, you can do so much more on a smaller scale. You can have a robot droid, you can have an R2 unit. You know, there's like a lot of things like that that aren't because I immediately go, what sells the realism here? And it's for me, the non-human things, the non-humanoid looking things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want an orc to bust into my room and be like, "What do you want for dinner?" Like, I don't want that shit. What's
What
up, Nick?
if? What if?
What
When they do
if?
they have to mop the floors and they put out the thing that says like caution wet floor or whatever it is. What if we had a bigger one that says you shall not pass?
That's getting a little corny. I don't know. this is starting to sound
Hobbit
like
Town,
the
man.
gift shop after the ride. type
Yeah.
shit.
Now here's my thing. I want. So Mike, have you not seen the Lord of the Rings movies?
No, I have seen them. It's probably
Oh,
been
okay,
what
okay,
15 plus
okay.
years. I've seen them. I know what he's going with.
Because what is your pitch then for Hobbit Town for Andy to go to?
Okay, we definitely moved on.
Andy,
Goddamn.
my
we moved
pitch
on.
is this:
Pipe weed.
It's Westworld, right? Imagine Westworld. We take you to Hobbit Town, but at any given moment, the Uruk-hai could show up, possibly murder some
A real murder takes place.
real murders. You're gonna need to run
And
for
the
your
s-
life out of Hobbit Town. Okay,
The
you never
staff
know.
comes out like out of character, like, no, this is a real murder.
This is the thing.
It was a
Gandalf's taking
man
off
not
the
in
hat.
costume.
Yeah. First off, I'm just impressed that Mike remembered the word Uruk-hai.
I know.
Yeah.
Is it
That's
because of
because
Shadow
Andy said it
War?
recently. That's
Oh.
why.
Oh,
But
that's why. Because I was
then
gonna, I was
Andy on
about
top
to do.
of that. Tell me, Nick.
I was about to do a quiz. I was about to pull up a quiz. Is it Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, and see how many Mike can get right.
Oh man, that
Continue,
would be
Mike.
fun.
That was a dumb.
Uh,
What do you
but then
what do you know
after-
about Harry Potter, Mike?
I mean, that Kevin Slytherin, and that's all that matters. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mike, don't do
got
this.
him.
Mike, as my best friend in the office, as my best friend, only second to Joey. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I'm your best friend.
Don't
You're
make this
Kevin.
Not
mistake.
his ass.
You put 4 jackals on the podcast. You know we're
did.
taking shots
You
at
did.
everybody. You know, I'm taking
No,
shots
no,
at Greg.
you're better than
Greg,
this.
I'm taking shots at him. I'll take shots at you.
But I'm
taking
in the
shots at
room, Mike.
everybody
I'm
today.
in the room, Mike.
But then
I love how Mike has in the last 2 weeks really leveled up in terms of becoming one of us. Where a couple weeks ago on the podcast, he's like, I'm not gonna fuck with Greg, man. I respect him too much, whatever. Now, before he's even on the show, and then continuing on the show, he's like, fuck Greg Miller.
Yeah. He goes, thank God Greg's not on this so I can be the real me.
In the
And I actually
chat,
take a little bit of offense to that because he respects Greg so much. He's like very prim and proper. But the second I start hosting, he's like, who gives a shit? Who cares? There's no respect. I blame the daily Twitch streams that we do all the time, sending it all the time.
Yep.
in the chat, one James Davis says more like SnowBike Meanie.
Yeah.
Yo, Beanie
Mm.
McBeanie
He
and
nails
Snowbike
it.
Beanie is right. We're here, baby. It's a podcast.
Beanie McBeanie, what a
Beanie
strong start.
God, I hate it. It's one of those things where like when you start it off and you're like, I nailed that intro, right? You know, Tim, you host a lot of shows, right? When you start off and you nail the intro and the vibe keeps going, you know that people are like, okay, they're enjoying it. But when you come out with joining me is McBeanie, you can hear them turning it off. You can hear them just shutting their phone off, like opening it up, facial recognition, pause, never
Fast
coming
forward
back to
15
that.
seconds.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
I love how angry you are with it. Like that was such a genuine, honest reaction. You going, God, I hate it. I'm not happy with myself.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but I also don't want. I don't want to. I don't want to put more work on Kevin's shoulders. And also, you know, this is what we do here, of course. And this is why everyone out there follows us and loves us, including our amazing patrons. We have a few questions. You guys want to get to one now, or are you liking the vibe right now?
I'm looking at it real quick. I wanted to bring something up because I had an idea last night that I think is appropriate because Greg Miller's not here. Why is he not here?
Oh, he's not here because I think I don't know, but I think Jen went into labor, and when Greg looked, Snake came out, bit him right in the face.
Oh,
Exactly.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last
crazy.
night I had
No,
the
can you
idea.
elaborate that Jen is not in labor? Just say that.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't believe she's.
No,
in labor. I mean,
they're
that
not in
completely-
labor, as far as we know.
They have
No,
they
I just
have
want
to
for
be
the
brown.
audience.
In my
For the
brain-
audience.
Yes,
Oh,
you're right. In my
okay.
brain, the doctor calls Greg, "Sir, your wife is in labor," and Greg is like, "Oh my god!" and loses, and then gets in his car and drives over there.
It was
and then
just
he
a
walks in.
snake.
They got one of those curtains,
There's
and they
a
have some
snake on the
fake legs
phone.
coming out. And when Greg spreads the curtain, just
Oh.
a fucking big snake just comes right at us. Right?
One snake. Okay.
Do you
Just-
remember that sequence in Breaking Bad when Hank gets the fake phone call to rush to the hospital? Oh, ladybird.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't remember? So like
Mhm.
Hank is like at the junkyard, and Walt and Jesse are inside of the RV, and
Oh,
Hank
right.
knows that they're there, and then Walt calls his homie to call Hank and be like, "Your wife just got into a car wreck. You need to go to the hospital immediately." And Hank is like, "What the fuck?" So he panics and he has to book it, and they are able to escape, but he can't. You know, it's just a whole awesome sequence. But I would, oh my gosh, I can imagine recreating like the snake being on the phone and being like, "Your wife is in labor, so you need to get to the hospital." And then Greg gets there,
Right.
and just all the snakes are just waiting. Like,
I'm sorry. Is the snake?
Greg gets to the parking lot. He's like, "This isn't a hospital. It's just like a
This isn't
bunch of snakes."
I like that Andy's snake is like holding a phone up.
Exactly.
The tail.
This little tail.
Sometimes I don't listen so closely. We know this about me, but I was like, did Andy just say that the snake called Greg? And then I just, your wife is in labor.
Yeah, and he was like, excuse me, sir." And he was like, "Sounds
Hey,
like a
that's one of
snake."
those snakes. You can't fool me.
But last night I had an idea for some merch, and I was like, "This is fucking brilliant." Kev, can you bring up the image that I sent into the merch Slack? But I want to take the Days of Future Past comic cover
Mhm.
and make it snake themed for the
Yes.
snakes taking us out. Now, I want to workshop this with you guys. Now, is this a
Oh, wow.
poster or is this a T-shirt? And what are the fun little bits we can add on it? Because
Oh,
the
I
idea
like
I
this.
have, the idea
Oh.
I have with this is we need to figure out who goes in the front, who are the two people that are in the front,
Mhm.
and then who is on the backside. And because what I want is where it says slain and all that stuff, I want that to be like snakes taking out all of their eyes.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
definitely
I
a
love it.
poster, I would say, because trying to print that on a shirt,
A lot of
It's
it
colors.
would,
expensive,
it would have to be
yeah.
one of those screen printing things, and it wouldn't look super good.
But you know what?
Oh,
It probably
okay.
would look cool in black and white. I've seen that recently. I actually just bought an X-Men shirt that was black and white that's a cover, and it looks really tight.
Yeah, it's possible.
I like. Let's riff off the poster for right now. So
Okay.
here's what I'm going to say. Of course, you think Wolverine, right? Clear your head. Who do you think? Who represents the unstoppable, kind of short, very hairy, a little older than everyone else, coolest character in the group?
I
Obviously,
mean, I
Nick
hate that
Scarpino.
I have to give it to. Like,
One-
any
One
way
of
you
us
shake
in the
it.
group is called the Peruvian Wolverine, and it's not Nick Scarpino. I'll tell you what.
One of us is called the Milk Mommy,
Okay,
and
first
that
off-
could be in there in the second place. Right?
Oh my God! Wait,
God damn it.
I got you.
That's what it is.
I'm taking this shit off. Fuck you guys.
Mine is Milk Mommy for sure.
Remember,
I
Kevin,
love
when
it.
I did your hair as a Wolverine? As Wolverine?
Yeah, that was great. That was
It's
great.
really cool.
the mullet.
No, it
No,
wasn't
no,
a
no.
mullet,
I
Nick.
combed, I hairsprayed it,
Oh,
or I
that's
hairsprayed
right.
Kevin's
I'll
hair. To,
find it. I'll find it. I can find it.
Yeah.
Wait, bring the poster back.
That's it. I want Nick as Wolverine with the Milk Mommy Kitty Pride.
God
and then the
fucking
rest
damn.
of us,
Ah, you guys
the rest
suck.
of us on the thing.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
You don't fuck with Kitty Pryde, Kev?
Now let me
No,
me ask you
Kitty
this
Pryde
question.
sucks. She sucks in this too.
What? She goes through shit, bro.
No, I love her.
Let me throw this out there. The little covers of their faces. Is that where you were saying the snakes would go?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. I love so instead of the banner, the snake is going across their face, stabbing their
Yes.
eye, and that's where the
Yes.
name is written. I
Yeah.
love all that.
But that's the thing too is I don't. What do we? So the uncanny X-Men. That's the
Right.
part that I'm like, I don't know. What are we actually? What are we putting there?
I mean, the unfunny podcast. I don't know. Oh yeah, I remember this.
Oh wow, Kevin, you look
Wow, I
great.
didn't really try with the jeans on these ones, did we, guys? We just decided we're gonna just wear what
Just
we
gonna
came
wear
in on.
our
The-
bootcut jeans.
The outfit that we were sent didn't have jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my
Only-
dumper.
You got a thick dumper, bro.
Yeah, fucking
You
love
got
it.
a frozen
So
yogurt
graphic.
machine back
That
there.
is
Yeah, dude.
Stop, Nick. Frozen yogurt machine. Why
I'll tell
would
you what,
that be the
Greg-
go-to?
Greg shouldn't wear any shirts that tight. I'll just throw that out there.
It was not his size. Yeah.
It was not his size. Greg loves wearing shit that's too small for him, though. He thinks it's funny. The rest of us are offended.
I don't even know what to call this section.
I mean, this is
Designing
the-
merch,
Designing merch, dude.
creating merch, collaborating.
Magic.
This
Merch
isn't merch that's ever
collaboration.
gonna come to be though.
Can you?
Ferguson's
It's hard for me to see what this.
You do the thing where you make the stream better. Hit the button.
Yeah,
Hit the
give me a
button that
second.
makes the stream
Hit the-
better. Yeah.
Hit the twos.
The juice.
Or maybe I could just look in assets. Is it in
Oh, yeah, I
assets?
could do that.
Yeah, it's in assets.
That's easier. I'll do that as well.
It's on, oh, it's in merch. It's not in assets.
Oh,
Oh.
my bad. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna download it and add it, and
It's
then
not a
open it
merch
up. Then
channel.
I can zoom in.
This podcast came to a screeching halt.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, this is
No,
great
no,
for
no.
people who are
It's
watching
just, you know what? Oh, wow. High quality now, baby. We're ready to collaborate, gamers. We are ready
it.
to
I see it.
collaborate.
I see
There you go,
it.
Nick.
Oh, look
There you
at
go. I
that.
zoomed in real
Yeah,
deep for
yeah.
you.
Oh, storm. Okay.
Can instead of
Storm.
slain, it just say snaked?
You say
Yeah, that's
snake?
the thing. I
Or
like it.
should
You got
say
snake.
bitten? Okay,
Snake.
okay.
Yeah.
Eyeballs bitten. Eyeballs bitten.
I feel like all we need is just whatever the top part's going to say, because the rest of it, writes itself. Of course, Tim is going to be Cyclops. Greg will be Colossus.
The
Mike will be
unfunny
Storm.
X-Men is really. I like that a lot.
I
I
think
hate
you,
the milk mommy face. I hate
It's
it.
so
Love that.
perfect
It's
though.
gotta
Look
be
at
there.
it.
It's got to be there.
I think that you just have our. I mean, you don't have us like you don't say Cyclops. You don't say anything like that. You just kind of pose us in those ways.
Right.
You don't
Have
make
our
it
names.
Wolverine. You don't make it Colossus in the back. You just put our us
Andy.
back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who gets do? So we don't need to be the characters. It's just going to put our faces back there.
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah. You
'Cause I
put
feel like
Jared
Mike
Petty
would
on there.
be-
You say got kicked by a mule. You know,
In the
or whatever it
Spanish
is Greg would
space.
say.
I'm just throwing it out there though. If Mike, if we had to pick an Iceman, you'd be the Iceman.
Cold as ice, Nick. You know that, bro.
Cool as Iceman.
You are
bro.
Iceman. Yeah.
The Czar of
The Czar of
Nar, bro.
Nar.
Don't forget about it, homie.
Sarnar, guys.
Oh,
Holy
no.
shit.
know about
Who the
it.
hell's Sprite? I've never heard of that character. Is that a character that I should know?
Oh man.
Continue.
Whenever
Sprite?
whenever that character is at McDonald's, it's the best form. She's the most
I'm pretty
powerful.
sure. That was
a
really
great joke.
that was fucking awesome, Andy. I think Sprite's an Eternal,
Oh.
but I could be wrong. I think
don't-
it's
I
the
don't-
little girl looking one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like a Jubilee. Say like
Like a yeah, just like a jubilee.
Jubilee.
You want to take another crack at that one, or yeah, we all do the
Immediately I
Elvis voice
knew-
now?
oh god.
Oh, like,
If
like a jubilee.
Like a Jubilee. I don't know why I said it that way.
Oh man,
Perfect.
this is a giggly episode. I like
question.
it.
This one. Here's
We're
the
not
question.
high, I
Goddamn
swear.
question.
Here's our first Patreon question. Of course, if you all want to ask questions for us to answer live on the show, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny and throw us a couple bucks. We really appreciate it. Of course, if you got no bucks to give, just go ahead and subscribe to this channel and put the word cheese in the comments below. It'll make no sense, but don't worry about it.
We're all rats here.
Greg is out of his. Never mind. If you want to know what the hell we're talking about, go check out the wrap up to What If. What was it? Episode
The
9?
screencast,
Screencast.
season finale review,
Right.
where Greg Miller comes in with an energy in the beginning, and it does not
Boy.
leave, and You decided that we're rats and Snowman wears a scarf and
Kevin got downgraded to a mouse, and I got downgraded but back upgraded to a rat.
Yep. Have you guys seen the comments? Because the people are coming in, they're leaving a lot of their favorite cheeses.
Good.
We're also getting a lot of with translations of what that means. So
really good. Of course, Danny Gianchipo wrote in and said, being a high school teacher myself, I want to know who in the group would be the best and worst high school teacher. Some aspects of teaching to consider: classroom management, lesson planning / delivery, ability to empathize with students, Kevin's out, discipline, motivating students, having school spirit, dealing with parents. What do you think would be your strengths and weaknesses? What subject would you likely teach? I'm going to open the floor with this. I think Mike would be the most well-liked high school teacher.
Hold on.
Oh,
no. I take this back. Or I take what you said, and I want to change it just a little bit.
You can't take my statement. Okay,
take it back for you.
Would be the best substitute teacher ever.
Oh my God.
If you see that face walk in with the, pushing the cart with the TV, everyone's like, you know what? I don't even want to watch the TV. I want to hang out with this guy.
This guy's going to tell us about all of his high school stories.
How many times in a row do you think he'd be like, hey, everyone, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy, SnowBikeMike. I'll be your substitute teacher today. Today, we're going to watch a video of me shredding the nar-nar. And he just puts on his own movie of him snowboarding.
Oh my gosh. I love that. It's funny you bring that up about me, Tim, because I was actually going to kick it to you and I'd be like, actually, Tim fits all of that. I think Tim would be the best teacher out of all of them because Greg's a loose cannon. One morning you might just awaken the beast of Greg and be like, oh, first period sucks today with Mr. Miller and everybody's going to talk about it. But Tim's that cool teacher, right? Tim reminds me of Mrs. V, my pottery teacher in senior year, where we were just making bongs and pipes all day long with Mrs. V, and she didn't care at all, right? And so Tim, it's like
he was selling them at her shop.
Did anybody find out about this?
I once made a 50-pound beehive that concealed a bong with inside of it, so Mrs. V didn't know what I was making, but she knew what I was making, so it was a pretty great time. But
holy shit!
Tell me,
and that was something that was used. That was something you used to smoke?
Oh, all the time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. V was cool. We put that shit in the kennel, had a great time. It was a good time. But no, Tim would be the best. Energetic, fun, passionate, right? Caring. He would have those kids having a great day all day long. So I would put my vote in for Tim.
I appreciate that.
When
I was little and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to be when I grow up. I thought I was going to be a teacher. Thank God I am not. Thank God I am not.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Andy.
I was gonna say I think I would be a pretty decent teacher after a lot of years working in retail and helping really, really, really old people work technology. I feel like I have the same amount of patience with kids teaching them whatever it was I was trying to teach them. Definitely not math. I'm shit at math. I think I'd be a dope art teacher. I think kids would walk in and I would have kind of my finger on the pulse of pop culture. You want to draw a little Fortnite guy? You want to draw a Jubilee? Draw whatever you want.
Jubilee.
You're like that teacher. You're that teacher that's like, guys, it's not poetry. You can do it on Tupac. And then all the kids are like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, this guy relates to me.
Yeah.
See, because here's the thing. I took a couple art classes where the teachers are like, no, don't draw anime here. I'm like, fuck that, dude. Draw whatever you want, man. Like, it's all about expressing yourself. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the cool dude that people look forward to coming to class and hanging out. And I would also, because I did this often. You had that off period, you go to that one teacher's class and just kind of chill. And you would just chill with the other classmates. You weren't classmates with them. You were just chilling there on your off time. I want to be like a teacher. I'm like, everybody just come hang out. We're just hanging out, talking shit, talking shop.
I like that. I could see. I was thinking Nick as like an English lit teacher would be pretty dope, right? Him coming in with the suit. And then I thought of Kevin for a second. I was like, where would Kevin be? Because Kevin brings a lot of energy and a lot of fun. And I was gonna tease him. Shop. Yeah, I was gonna be like, you should work in the cafeteria, Kevin. And I was like, no, he's wood shoppers, right? He's the wood shop guy.
I could be an excellent math teacher. I've taught plenty of kids math in real life.
Kevin is the woodshop teacher that's missing a few digits and just doesn't want to talk about it.
Yo, in middle school, the woodshop teacher was missing a finger. And
Yeah.
it's like, I
cut it off all the
understand that it's kind of like a line of work thing where it's just like, yeah, there's a higher chance it's going to happen. But I always thought that was a little bit like a weird messaging. You know, I guess it was good where it scared the fuck out of all of us. We're like,
Cautionary
yo, we got to
tale.
take this shit seriously. But like,
Cautionary tale.
there's just something about that always felt off to me.
Out of
Oh.
everyone here, I want you all to know that I have for sure done the most woodworking. And notice how many fucking fingers I have. So maybe you
I've
guys
never
shove
seen 'em.
your
I've never-
opinions
I've never tried to count your
straight up
fingers.
your asses.
Turn your camera on, coward, and show us.
I
your
think
fingers.
he's missing one. I think I've seen him missing one. It's funny you say that, Tim, because my middle school workshop teacher, he was missing a pinky. So it's funny you bring that up because that guy was missing
That's
a finger,
Kevin.
and I'll never forget it.
Kevin's tiny little
It's
cat.
so
I
hard
can't
to
see it.
see.
It's too small.
I know.
Oh,
It actually looks like you only have 4
And the
fingers on
funny
your left
thing
hand.
is that, yeah, I cropped it when I first came in. So I came in with like 2 fingers missing.
That's amazing.
But they're all here. All here.
Okay.
See,
I
how
wanted to
small
say
I
Everyone
am.
that-
is here.
What are the odds are so high that if Nick was an English lit teacher, he'd always say is lit.
It's-
No,
like,
I
He
would
would try to
start-
relate so hard.
It's
I would start and end
literature.
every class with that. Hey everyone, welcome to class. It's litty. It's litty.
you would
I would-
connect with
he
them. You
makes
would
it
connect,
worse.
Nick.
I would
You would
simply
connect.
just
Oh,
cease
those
to
kids
live
were-
right
those
there.
kids were- I see lit wouldn't be my thing because I don't like reading. I think I would be I think it's either theater or band for me.
Ooh,
as a-
yeah.
Yeah, but
as a-
that's
as a
like
teacher.
the English lit teacher, the theater and band. That's the secondary stuff. You can't
No,
just
dude,
be
the-
only band. They don't let you do that.
No,
You gotta
here's-
earn that
no, no, no,
money.
you
Yes,
could.
they
My-
do.
I think my
No
my-
way, really?
Mike,
no,
Mike,
no,
you go
my
to a
teacher
rich
was just
school.
theater teacher.
Mrs. Chin was just a band teacher. She's not teaching me English lit. I'm telling you what.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, Mr. Torres, who like doing his fucking band teaching and his gigantic fucking vein in his forehead when
Oh
I'd get
my
off
gosh,
tempo, I'd be like,
right
oh
up
fuck,
first.
he's looking at me. He's looking at me.
Dude, my favorite Miss Chin story in middle school band was the way she would teach us like the different types of tempos and the different types of like quarter note versus eighth note versus like, you know, just whatever the other notes are, whole notes, all that shit, half notes is she would be like, okay, it's kind of like vehicles. So it's like car, Lexus car, Lexus Mitsubishi car, Lexus car, Lexus car, bus, bus, bus. And the bus always fucking killed me.
Got it. That's
She
great.
took it so seriously. And this little woman with the little baton would just be like, bus, bus, bus.
I love that.
I
so
think
much.
Mike would be the perfect
God.
coach.
Oh, Mike could be a great.
Oh,
guy.
I mean, if anything
Oh my
fails in life,
God.
I want everyone to know
hate
that
this.
I'm
Show
gonna
us
hang
your
out with
fingers,
Kevin all
coward.
day like this. is
Show
right.
us your fingers. Put your fingers up. Let me see them.
Great for audio.
Oh my
Great for
fuck.
Great.
podcast
Yeah, audio
audio.
listeners, I'm so sorry, but right now Kevin
Yeah,
is the watcher
Kevin's just
behind
making
us.
it about him. I'm trying to love it.
He's our
Kevin
big
is
baby.
the watcher.
He's our big watcher baby head.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest with you guys, I am enjoying this bit way too much.
I
Like,
know.
if you're an audio listener, you need to come watch it.
Come
Just
watch it.
happen.
It's completely absurd.
Yeah, I think Mike would be the perfect coach. I
For
think
what,
like
though? What sport though?
Oh,
I mean, I think just like the
Knee.
general
Badminton.
like
Oh,
elementary
sports.
coach where
So
he's
you
just
think
kind of
PE teacher.
yeah,
physical
PE. He'd
education.
have the
Yeah.
he'd have the shorts on.
Yeah, the
He'd be spinning the whistle on
Oh,
the
yeah.
on the string, kind of like
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Does he
just kind
know?
of-
Is he doing the thing where it's like the polyester shirt that you know is really uncomfortable and not great for the heat, but it's so fucking tight. It's just so tight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have that, Coach Mike? Whenever you
no. I think when my came to be, it was all t-shirts or polos is what they wore. They either wore a white basic t-shirt or a polo.
Oh, dude, I just randomly. I don't want to throw his name out there. He's a really nice guy, but I just remembered the name of my middle school PE teacher, and he was that guy that had the polyester shorts. It was like the blue shorts, the white shirt, the hat, and the glasses, and he would have the whistle and he would twirl it. He was a really nice guy. I always
Oh
just
my
thought to
gosh.
myself, like, none of this looks comfortable. Like, can't you be like, why can't you teach physical education, but also not have to wear like 1970s polyester?
Well, it's the weirdest thing. One of my closest friends in the world, James Burke,
Mhm.
is a PE teacher, a high school PE teacher / high school baseball coach and all this stuff. And it was not gradual. It just happened where all of a sudden he went from being my friend James Burke to being, oh my God, you are a high school PE teacher. Like I see him and he always is wearing the same outfit. It's always SF Giants gear head to toe. But if you catch him on the weekdays, he's wearing like the high school gear, like the coach gear. And it kind of scares me to see him where I'm like, it makes you realize how long you've been on this planet. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, I am now friends with that guy. Like that is It is. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Once you see anybody in your life that you've known your whole life kind of take on the role of an adult in some form or fashion, where suddenly a buddy of mine is now teaching driver's ed. It's like, what are you doing teaching driver's ed? Like, you do not. Like, I've seen you like smoking weed in every car I've been in. Like, what are you doing?
It's my buddy Scott became a band director, and he became a band director like well before I had a career. I was still shooting wedding videos and like trying to get my act together, and he was like, I think he ended up being like 23, 24 and went in and became a band director. And I never forget, I went to visit him in his school, and I was just chatting with him, and a student came up to ask him a question, and he answered the question, and I was like, that was the most teacher vibe I've ever heard. She was like, hey, where do we put our instruments? And he was just like, like, you put them in the same place you always put them. And then kind of like looked at her. I was like, that was such a band director. Like, I've had it up to here with this, but I've only, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
tired.
it was unbelievable. And I'm like, this is tripping me out. I got to get my shit together.
Today
And
is
I never did.
exhausting. Yeah, whenever my friend will like, when it's just us group of friends, and my friend will be walking by, and like he'll walk by one of us and like fart or something, and it's like, dude, you're an educator. Like like you're on your 9th beer tonight, and you're farting on us. Like, you are a teacher of young minds.
God bless it. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, I want to tell you about our sponsor. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. If you've got a small business, you know there's nothing more valuable than your time, so stop wasting it on trips to the post office. Stamps.com makes it easy to mail and ship right from your computer. Save time and money with Stamps.com. Send letters and packages for less with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. Joey uses Stamps.com all the time for all of our Patreon fulfillment, and she swears by it. Stamps.com brings the service of the U.S. Postal Service and USPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're in an office sending invoices, a side hustle, Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer. No special supply or equipment. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with my promo code KindaFunny, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitment or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in KindaFunny. That's Stamps.com with the promo code KindaFunny. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. And now we're back. I got another fun one for you guys. This is weird. This came from Kyle. There's an Instagram account at height lengthening of a doctor in Beverly Hills that can increase your height by 6 inches. If KindaFunny's medical
Nick,
plan,
don't get excited.
I looked it up. If KindaFunny's medical plan mandated that one person in the office had to get it, who should it be? Just so it's clear, this means that if no one did it, the whole company loses their medical benefits, assuming that you have to do it.
I say,
and by the way, you can DM this person.
Well,
I say we give it to Greg Miller. He goes for the full 7-4.
7-2.
Let's do
he
it.
goes
Let's
right up
do
there.
it. Full
Yao
7-4.
Ming, this man.
Well, that's the thing is, I want to look at this 2 ways. Are we going into this of being like, oh man, who has to do it? Or is this going to be a fight between people who gets to do it?
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
I've seen the Instagram account, Tim. As awesome as the rewards may be, suddenly you are sought after. Suddenly it's like, oh, yeah, I may date him, but he's a little on the shorter side.
Yeah.
The rehab process seems really arduous and terrifying, honestly. Like, just the idea that by month 6 you're finally starting to walk better. Like, holy shit, no thanks, dude.
And what's the look afterwards? Are your thighs extra long? Are your calves and your shins like now too long? Doesn't it seem misproportioned afterwards?
If you did 6 inches, yeah, you'd have very long femurs, basically.
You would look like an action figure.
Isn't it your calves?
Which one's the bottom bone?
Calf.
The bottom would be the shin and the calf.
Yeah.
So what is he
Shin.
extending on me?
Is
Is he evening it out?
The main bone of your leg.
Yeah.
So
they
here's what
break
happens.
your shin.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
They break your shin, they install a rod, and over time,
They keep
the
adding
rod
to it.
extends over time.
And the bone grows around
And the
rod.
bone grows with it. And then they remove the rod, but by that point, the bone is already longer and
Right.
safe and stable.
I don't know if
Can
they
I-
remove the
dude.
rod, do they?
Can I still
Yeah, they
jump?
remove the rod. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Can I run? Can I jump? Can I
Not
dunk
while
the basketball?
afterwards, yes.
It
Once
takes a
you've
long
recovered.
time. It'll
Yeah.
take like
long
I think by month 8 you can be running again rehab wise.
Yeah.
And think
Okay,
about
so-
that. That's the prime of your career, Mike.
I was gonna say I'm in my prime right now. I'm LeBron James. I'm
Yeah.
31.
You are.
This is when I should be taking off from the free throw line. If I
Mhm.
was to give up, that means I got to sacrifice almost 2 years of my life. That puts me at like 34 window. I'm already aging out of it.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's worth it to me. So we gotta look for the young guns. And I'm
But
out.
you don't
I'm
have the
out.
mileage. You don't got the mileage though. Think about that. You don't have the
Mm,
mileage on those legs.
That's true. That's true.
It's like when people say like, "Oh, this player's really, really old." Yeah, but he was hurt for like almost 2 whole years, so he doesn't have that mileage on those legs anymore. Is it something that we think about giving to Barrett or Blessing?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Blessing would take it if we were like, "Hey,
Here's the-
Blessing, here's
Yeah.
4 inches," and he'd be like, "Well, I can put
Oh,
it anywhere."
Blessing would
Like,
love
no.
to 100% be closer to 6 feet than not be.
But
Yeah.
here's
Great
the thing.
opportunity.
I would say, realistically speaking, if you're gonna do this, you can only realistically do what, Kevin? 3 inches, 2 inches.
No, I saw
before you
a
start
picture
looking
that said the dude did
ridiculous.
6 inches,
But
and the
does he
before and
look-
after picture
he
was
This
look
just
insane.
goes a lot further than you think it does.
6 inches in but that means your legs are gonna be what, like this much longer.
That's like
like-
8 inches. Yeah,
This is
that's
like that's like
there-
6 inches, right? Something like
That's a little
that?
bit less.
That's
That's,
what-
that's,
that's
that's,
around
that's like
tall.
3
Things are
right there.
bigger.
That's
Yeah.
like 4 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches.
That's probably maybe 4.
Enough with the dick jokes, Kevin. Okay, this is a real adult podcast. We have sponsors. on
I'm naming this
podcast.
sections just so you know. Nick wants to be taller.
I mean, that might be the name of this podcast. I've given Tim gold right now, so whatever he
All right,
wants to name
this is fucking gold, man. I'm having fun with you
Listen,
boys.
that's 6 inches right there. Andy's got 6 inches. Audio listeners, look at the palm of your hand and smack yourself in
It's
the
as
fucking
big
face
as
for
my
not watching.
head.
It's as big as Andy's head. That would make your legs
Kevin
look
understood that reference. Kevin understood
ridiculous.
it.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
You know who I'd like to do it to that we haven't brought up? Roger. I would like to see
He's tall.
Roger get some-
Roger's tall
Yeah,
already.
no, but I'd like to
Bullshit.
get him a little bit bigger. I'd like to get him a little bit bigger. It'd be better.
I'd
No.
like to get it a little
Just
bit
a little
bigger.
bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Have it now.
Because trust me, look, like
Such a
there's
fucking tall
the-
person. to
like
say.
I'll be honest with you, it can be a little heartbreaking to see TikToks that go around of like, hey, if you're under 5'8", don't talk to me, and I'm like,
God
Don't
damn
talk
it,
to
yeah.
Don't-
Like,
don't
that, that hurts honestly, you know. 'cause
block, you know what I mean? Walk
I bet it
away.
would.
Kevin, I feel like I got a lot to offer, and the
Uh-huh.
fact that
Yeah.
the fact that you are 5'3" and I'm not tall enough for you, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I
Get,
mean?
Whoa,
go straight
whoa.
to
The
hell.
tall agenda, winning again.
Exactly.
How
That's
tall
all
is
branding.
Roger? I can't.
Roger's like
envision him.
5'11", 5'10".
Yeah, he's
No
You think
way.
Rogers is
He's
Roger
tall.
as tall as me? I feel like he's smaller than me.
Yeah, but you're like 6'2", Mike.
I'm like 5. No, I'm 5'10", 5'11".
Bullshit,
No.
dude. Go measure.
No, you're
Andy,
not.
give him the
6'3"
measuring
if I
tape.
wear my Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
Mike,
you're tall.
Mike,
you're
I'd say
tall.
Mike is like 6 feet and Roger's like 5'10".
Roger,
Okay,
Mike's not
okay.
6 feet.
Mike's
I mean,
tall.
Shorter
yeah.
than that.
Yeah,
He's
let's
probably
go
like
with that.
as tall as Tim.
I'm 6
He's like
foot. That
5.
puts Roger
He's like
at 5'10". That
5'10",
puts him at
maybe
5'10".
5'9". Raj, or
You know
that's
that-
not Raj. Mike,
Mike?
be honest.
Yeah.
Mike's tall. Mike is. If he's not 6 feet, he's damn well close. to
We'll,
six
we'll
feet.
take 6. So Roger's 5'10". Okay. So
Look, see
we
how
go up to
positive he's
6'4".
being? I say pull out
Yeah,
your
let's
ID
do
right
it.
now and show all of us.
Do you guys?
Oh,
ever
you
listen-
know I lie on my ID. You know that,
God
Kevin.
damn it.
What's your
I
ID
once
say?
lied to
6'4"?
a teenager when he asked me my weight for a life-saving device as a life jacket. I told him, "Don't worry about it.
I
I'm only
remember.
175 pounds." So I'm lying to everybody, Kevin.
Good.
You know that.
Good. You guys ever listen to podcasts when they bring up a topic, you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna talk about being tall again? You turn it off. This is another one, but don't turn this shit off. This is gold, folks.
Roger says he is 5'9.5".
Yeah, hey, guys, a great height.
Wow! Wow!
Okay.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Nick
Good for
wishes he was
him.
5'9.5".
Oh my
trust
God,
me,
Kevin,
I
are
always
you
thought
kidding me?
Roger
Of course I
was.
do.
I always thought Roger was around the 5'8"-ish side of things. And when I finally like kind of, because I think the last time maybe saw him was maybe at a meetup, if I've ever met him in real life. But the first time,
3 he was at.
yeah, okay, so that's probably the first time I ever met him. But at that
Like-
point, he was what, 12 years old. He's grown a lot since then. Our young
Yeah.
child.
Here's what I'm gonna say, Andy, and maybe you can appreciate this. Back me up. If not, feel free to contrast the statement that I'm about to say. If you're 5'9.5", just say 5'9". You don't gotta rub it in. You
Don't
have
ever
to
add a half.
You
It's
don't gotta.
so
You don't gotta.
much.
5'9",
Yeah, yeah.
great height. 5'9",
Mhm.
perfect
Mhm.
height. Woman sees you. How tall are you? 5'9". She's like, cool. No bells are going off. No alarms are going off. You snuck past it. Okay. You say 5'9.5", and when you're sleeping, she's getting out the measuring stick, and she's like, I think this motherfucker's lying to me.
The measuring stick. Everything you say is so old, Nick.
so old, Kevin. It's scary.
Get the
I
measuring
thought
stick
the
out.
measuring stick near
What
the
about that gym
Chesterfield.
teacher wearing the cloth t-shirts? Like, no, Nick, I don't know.
Measuring stick.
Oh, I hate all of you. I'm gonna say we're not giving it to a tall person. I would say either me or Kevin. And I think it's because
I don't want it.
I think we both need it. Because
Get
if
the
one
hell
of us
out.
gets
I'm
it
fine.
over the other person, we'll lord it over that person forever.
Give it to Nick. He needs it. He got.
You know
like,
what? Here's
at
the
least-
thing.
Like maybe he'll stop lying about his height if you
If
give
it was
to him.
like a 2-week turnaround time from start to finish, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I like my when I had arthroscopic surgery on my knee. Arthroscopic?
Did you?
It was like, yeah, I had it 10 years ago. Worst decision I ever made.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
A
It was,
weird regret.
I tore
an
my
odd
meniscus.
regret.
I tore a meniscus, and the doctor was like, we can go in there and try to sew it, but chances are it won't heal properly, and it'll just tear again. You'll be right back in here like a few months from now, or we can just go in and shave it down. But there's a caveat. I was like, well, what's the recovery process for suturing it? He goes, we have to immobilize your knee, and it's basically like 8 weeks of just walking on crutches. And I'm like, and he goes, oh, we go and shave it down, and you're up in like 3 days. You're walking around in 3 days. Maybe that a couple days later, we want you on your feet as soon as humanly possible. And I'm like 26 years old, 27 years old. So I'm like, of course I'm going to pick that. Didn't listen to the rest of the thing he said, but he did slide in there. By the way, if we do this, your meniscus will deteriorate at a faster rate, and in like 10 to 15 years, you'll have no cartilage left in that knee. And sure as shit, that is what has happened to me.
Like
right now.
Batman.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, I had an ortho appointment like last week, and the doctor X-rayed it, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, you don't have the left side of your knee is just gone. The cartilage, you have no more meniscus there. It's just
Okay.
bone on bone right now."
So if we ever get in a fight with you, go for the knees.
Oh, I mean, that's just a generally good idea for anyone. Remember, knee is not exactly a strong point on anyone's body, but
Do you remember when
Oh,
Bruce Wayne
okay.
got those robot legs and he kicked the rock and it broke open? But like, Bruce, what about your foot? Like your
he was
your
wearing
foot
Nike.
isn't stronger.
It was in a casing. It was a little metal box.
Your ankle isn't stronger. You don't know what's gonna happen there. You're just I don't know. It's a weird
Fun
So-
fact, I was like, "Hey, doc, do you have that device from The Dark Knight Rises?" And he's like, "That doesn't exist. That's not
It's a
real."
movie.
Mhm.
I love you so much. So with this whole thing, like the surgery and all this stuff, the bad sides, obviously none of us would actually want to do this. If you took all that out of it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they're
3
just like,
I'd
you
go
gotta-
3 inches. I'd
If
like to
there
be
was no
close to 5'10".
downside to this
5'11".
and it was a free procedure for me,
What's wrong with the height you were born with?
No.
Kevin,
dumb.
if
It's
I
not
was
right.
taller, I would be an unstoppable force in this industry, Kevin.
Unstoppable.
But you
Stoppable
wouldn't.
force.
You would be the same, except
You
for
would be.
one of your many things that make you anxious would be lessened. Not gone.
I would be an unstoppable
lessened.
force, not only on in the industry, but on the basketball court. All right.
That's
Holy
where it
cow!
matters.
If I were taller, I'm an NBA fucking
That's where it matters.
first ballot Hall of Famer right there,
Mike
dude.
L in the chat says the height you were born with.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
funny.
exactly.
Very
Yeah,
funny
I
to
guess
think
you
about.
know, not actually born with, but like the height you were destined to be.
Correct.
Let's rephrase this. What height? What's your ideal height? Like, which height do you wish you were?
6 foot.
6'6".
That's too tall.
Yeah,
people look
that's
at
my
you
thing.
like,
That's
"You're tall."
6'4" to
tall.
6. No,
Mike, if
6'4"
you're
to 6'6" is perfect.
I'd
No,
say
for real.
5'10". I'd say 5'10".
What's
5'10" is
I'm happy with the height I was
No.
have.
What is
I'm
Chris
happy.
Hemsworth? What is Chris Hemsworth? That's the perfect height.
He's probably 6'4".
He's probably like 6'2". Yeah. I'd say
So
5'10", 5'11".
I'm totally fine where I'm at. I would go up to 6'2". I would not want to go beyond that. So it's
No.
like, yeah.
6'6", you look good. 6'6", people look up at
That's
you.
way too
You get the
tall.
right button. No, I'm telling you, Andy. I'm telling you, bro.
Oh,
You
yeah.
look great,
Yeah, bro, he's won the stilts, dude. He knows.
6'6" is the right height
Yeah,
where
but
you
then-
want to be.
Mike, I have walked next to Max Scoville. I've tried to talk to Max Scoville at
Can't even hear you.
E3 parties.
Yeah.
I've seen him get
And
into
the
a car.
dude has to bend down at a 90-degree right angle to talk to anybody.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Because it's so loud, you know? Yeah.
Well, no,
very
see, once I
fucking
join
tall.
the tallies, you just have to talk to my level. So like I'm up here, and if you can't talk up to me, I'm not talking.
No,
to you,
no,
you know
no,
what I mean?
no shorties allowed. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hold on. Chris
Just
Hemsworth
calm.
height, when you Google it, is listed as 6 foot 2 3/4 inches.
Oh, okay.
I-
He's like
I
Rob.
also-
Chris,
That's a
you just gotta
lie.
cut that, bro.
No, I googled it too. It says 6'3" on Google's like main here.
Let's
I'll show
call
you
him.
guys.
Let's call him.
I like the idea that Chris Hemsworth is editing his own Wikipedia page.
I would. What's it say? 6'3".
6'3". Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I mean,
6'2",
yeah.
whatever. 6'3".
round it up.
Listen, if you're rounding up like an inch, that's acceptable.
I mean, that's way less than an inch, Nick. So you're talking about a third of an inch.
If you're rounding up
Round
an
up
inch or two, when you talk about
yeah.
In the chat,
fine.
Joey says she wants it, so we'll make Joey taller. All right,
Joey, you don't need to be taller. You're a great height.
Like,
No
if
physical
I'm
reference for how tall Joey is. Is she 6 or 5'2"?
I would guess 5'5". 5'5".
no,
5'3"?
like 5'1", 5'2".
No,
Joey, how
Gia's
tall are you?
5.
Joey's tall.
Joey's
I
taller
think
than
Joey's
Gia.
pretty tall. Joey's tall.
Yeah, Joey's taller than
5'6",
Gia.
5'8".
Yeah, I was gonna
She's
say
tall.
like 5'6".
5'4", 5'4".
You know what? I
Okay.
had the height mix up with Gia. I had the height mix up
Joey
with Gia.
says 5'4".
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Gia's like 5'2", right?
No, she's
No, 5.
Now,
5? Oh shit.
Andy, let me paint you a picture really quick. Let me sell you on 6'6" once again. Clay Thompson,
tall.
6'6". Zion Williamson, 6'6". Zach Levine, 6'6".
But you'll
These
understand
dudes
that-
look normal. They look good, Andy.
Yeah,
you
but
tell
the
me
problem-
Clay Thompson doesn't walk down the street, he don't look good. 6'6"
Clay
is the right
Thompson
height,
looks
y'all.
good at 6'6", but the problem is this: like, if you're getting the surgery and you're gonna go up that far, you're gonna have legs that are twice, like 3 times the size of your torso, and you have tiny little T-Rex arms the entire time. Look at that fucking freak-
So true.
like,
Oh,
freaky
no, I
deaky,
don't think
man.
that. I don't think it'll look
The body
weird.
has to be proportion to the height.
Yeah.
Right? So your
Mike-
torso has
Mike's
to get
only-
longer. Your arms have to get longer.
I got short little legs, but I'm still 6 feet.
Yeah,
Such
but if I
long
put
torso.
let me put it this way: if I put 6 more inches on your torso, people are like, "What the fuck did you do to yourself?
Well, that's
You weirdo."
You look like the Detective Tiny, the baby legs in Rick and Morty, Kevin.
so funny.
Like, I totally agree with you all. If I was proportionate, of course I would be 6'6".
No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be 6'6".
absolutely.
6'3"
But-
max. 6'4" is when you start looking weird in pictures compared to everyone else. 6'4",
Mhm.
you just look
6'4" is
like a
annoying.
fucking
No, the
goon
short
all the
people look
time.
weird. The tall
Okay,
people
calm
look
down,
fine.
calm
Mike. Remember
down,
that.
Mike.
More and
Calm
more
down.
weird in the photos.
Kevin,
Mike
wow,
is
more
vetoed
It's
for the
so
rest of
sad.
these
It's so
podcasts.
sad. A man that hates his own
Mike,
height. You
I'm-
know.
More and
I'm
more-
bringing the energy, so you know. I'm
I
bringing it.
love it.
more and more,
Mike.
Mike is showing his true colors.
True
This is
colors for sure.
unbelievable.
True
You
colors.
give me
One
up
of
with
these
Greg
tolly
Miller, we're
fucks.
leaving y'all behind. Is right.
I
We're
remember a time
leaving.
when Mike first started with us where he was like, I don't want to swear. I don't want to talk about drugs. I don't want to talk about anything fun. I don't want to be cool. I just want to get by. And now look at you now. Almost a year later, and you are just like a disciple of these fucking jackals. You smell a little bit of rotting meat and you just jump on that thing. And I respect the shit out of it. I love it. I'm having a great time right now. Do we want to do one more or should we save it for the post show?
Let's do
How are
one
we
more.
feeling?
Do one
One
more.
more.
Going
Oh, we're
off
having
of
fun.
the big and small theme. Congratulations, Hank Pym has given you a small vial of Pym particles on the condition that it be used for one purpose only, to enlarge a single object in your house of your choosing. The enlarged object can be food, but only food that is in your house right at this very moment. With that in mind, what do you choose to enlarge? Asks
Oh,
Cozy Bear.
I got my perfect answer.
I know Tim's answer already. I know
TV.
exactly what it's gonna be.
An
TV.
LG OLED TV,
TV,
dude.
yeah.
I want the whole wall OLED. Woo!
Now, but the pixel density is not going to be, it's going to have to stay the same, right? So as it gets bigger, it's going to get less clear
Ooh.
because you can't add more, you're not going to add more pixels to it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because you need like an
Ooh.
8K TV if you're going to make it the whole, or like a 16K TV, right? 'Cause
I
it's
mean,
gonna
you
have to get-
don't. Like, if you have a 4K projector, that shit still looks good. But imagine OLED that big. Like, Tim has it right. Tim has the absolute right
That's
answer.
the right answer.
There
yeah.
is no other right answer. I'm sorry, gamers. Maybe
Yeah.
I turn a big ass fucking Coke Zero into a bigger ass Coke Zero.
No,
But
that's gonna go
that's
flat.
a finite resource.
Oh,
That's gonna
At
go
at the
yeah.
end of the day, I have a novelty big bottle. Like, who cares? I got a big old bottle.
Put some change in it though. You can put change
That's
in it.
true,
It's a
that's
great
true.
piggy bank.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can you like? Can we just do gold or something?
If you have gold, and are you
Oh,
are you
that's
sitting
a
on a
good-
stockpile of like bullion?
I mean, but you don't need it. I mean, you could just do a ring. You know,
You could do a ring. That's right.
Yeah,
and then you have a
that's
lot
a
of
smart
gold,
call.
right?
Holy
and then you're
shit,
You'd
rich.
have a shit ton of gold. Yeah,
That's
really
smart.
smart.
That's
Yeah.
really smart, Kevin.
What about
Or
making my
biggest
debit card
GPU
bigger?
ever.
Your debit, and he comes out with a giant debit card. It's like, great.
It's hard to hold now.
I don't
It's
have
hard
a wallet
to
that can fit.
transport with me.
Is there a wallet that can fit this?
I put it in my backpack.
I'm just saying, in a sense, like if you make your computer giant, like huge, right, in your backyard,
Yeah.
there's a lot of gold you can harvest out of that.
How do you? Would it be faster if it's bigger?
No.
Yeah, because it's got a lot of gold in the components.
Oh, you mean just harvesting? It's
Oh.
not a better computer. You're actually just going to break it down for the rock.
Yeah,
Guys-
the rock gold. I'm just saying if you don't have jewelry.
I need all of you to just, in your mind, imagine what Kevin just said.
I know. I'm
Kevin
I'm
Coelho,
Oh, yeah.
in your
Oh, yeah.
backyard.
In his
trying to do it.
backyard, enlarges his computer. Kevin Coelho is now rooting around this computer trying to find the gold.
Trying to rip
positions.
off the gold pieces.
I
Yeah,
love this
exactly.
visual.
Kevin is genius because if you take my NZXT case, brought to you by NZXT.com, the computer of the future, or whatever their thing is, you take all the shit out of that,
It's not that.
sell it,
That's-
sell it for all the components, then you've got another in-law unit in your back.
Yeah.
Think about
Oh,
Yeah,
like
the
a
empty
little
housing.
So empty
Yeah.
it and then have people live in it.
that. Exactly. You put a couple beds
Okay.
in it. Kevin, you can finally get that bed that you're always talking about. You want Andy to get the loft bed? You can
I
get a bunch
just want
of those.
Andy to enjoy the space that he has, and he could
I want him
have
to
way
enjoy
more of
life.
it if the bed was raised up. That's
Check
all.
this out. Check this out. I know we're kind of breaking and bending the rules here. I make my attic bigger so I could store stuff up there like you all wanted me to. And for a lot of people who were curious last time about the hole in my ceiling, it's not in my bedroom. It's
We
in the
still
hallway.
don't know. We still don't know.
I want to see this hole. I don't believe you.
You've seen it. You
I
saw
know,
in
sure.
the hole, remember?
We did.
And
look
then
at
But
there was
yeah, there's a
another
lot of
hole.
people that were like, Andy's got a fucking open hole in his bedroom. Like,
no,
how
it's
weird.
the
You know,
little
it's in the
hallway
hallway.
space. Yeah.
It's in the hallway that, outside of my room. So it's not just. I got
Okay,
a hole in
y'all-
my ceiling, Mike. Got a hole in my
Y'all
ceiling.
got some fun stuff going on here. I like Kevin going for that. Tim had the correct answer with the TV. I think everybody will side with the TV. But now I got to think outside the box, right? You're not going with a bigger refrigerator. You're not going with the Diet Coke. I'm not going to go with some novelty. I already got a big bed, Tim, right? So I don't need a bigger bed. That's just too much now, right? So then I think, what if I got my car to become bigger, but then the roads won't fit it, right? I could drive
No.
a monster truck SUV, but it still won't fit on the
Where are you
two-lane
gonna park
road.
it?
Mhm,
Get this.
mhm.
I'm going to give it to one of the pugs, make it become a super pug that I can now
Oh my God.
ride
Yeah,
down the street
that's a
and
great
fucking
idea.
mount this pug standing at about 9 feet tall.
You're going to have to feed this pug so much food.
I
No,
didn't
at
think
this
of feeding
point-
it. Damn it.
At this point, you just let the pug go and eat whatever it finds. If
Didn't
it's
think of
bigger,
feeding
the
it.
pug eats it. That's how it's gonna go.
That is
Yeah,
so
yeah, but just
scary.
Think about how loud the pug's breathing is going to be.
Yeah, I know. And the smell. I
The
love your pugs,
snoring
but
when
the,
it farts.
they got a breath. They got breath that would, imagine
Feel ya.
full size, like it
yeah.
breathing out and just filling your whole room.
Kevin's got the right idea, honestly.
Kevin's smart. See, Kevin's always got the good play. When it
I
comes
don't
to
have the
these
OLED TV. Kevin's got it, or Tim has a great idea as well. I would maybe love to size up my TV as big as possible and then sell that for an amount that I could have
Mhm.
money to where I could just buy a new TV and then have leftover money. Gosh,
Well, here's the thing. We can combine two topics into one. You could make you bigger.
Ooh, see, that's that's a good play right there.
But like
the
minimum
perfect
12
height
feet
for
with the
poor
pin
people.
particles.
but here's the thing that would look
Oh.
weird though. I would be my proportions just scaled up.
yeah,
I think
What's
that's a
weird about that?
good.
that's a
I'm
tall-
not getting-
tall person is.
Good.
I'm not getting
You know
taller.
what, Eddie? Nick, that's what a tall person is. Exactly.
No, it's not. It's not. It's definitely not that. I'm getting like my
You would
my
be wider.
head
You would be wider. That is true.
getting bigger. That is true.
Greg Miller's head is bigger than your
He's
head.
a huge head, fucking like a big watermelon. You want to kick? it
No,
off with
but
stupid
but
stick.
not in a way that like if you're 6 feet tall, your head scales proportionately. I don't think it.
Well, your head, no, your head doesn't, right? Because your head gets you used to draw figures. What is the head? Is like 2 times the torso or 2.5 times the
It's
No,
always
torso?
like
isn't it
8 times the
1/3?
body or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 1/8.
Yeah, it does. Your head doesn't get that much bigger. Like people's heads aren't that much bigger than each other's, depending on the height.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's anyway. I would, if I could enlarge anything. Follow me on this. I make a pot of coffee that has 14 cups in it every night. Then I pour it into a jug, a glass jar, like jug thing that only holds 13.5 cups of coffee. And it fucking drives me nuts every single time because I got to pour a little coffee out down the drain. And I'm thinking to myself, Pim particle,
This would be
make
perfect.
it a little bit bigger.
Just a little bit
bigger.
Just have a cup bigger. Just have a
So
cup bigger.
bigger, so I don't have to waste that last little bit, Kevin. Because it's always the thing
Yeah.
when you go and you pour it in, you're like, God damn it, that's not a full cup. I
just drink it. Just
wanted
drink it.
one more cup of coffee, and I just have to have a half a cup of coffee.
Just boof it right there.
Just boof it,
boof
just
it.
sit on it and scoop
It's
it
in the
up. Just
system.
scoop poof it.
Sit on it and scoop it up. God
Boom, poof
damn.
it.
There's Nick saying,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Before we get to the post show, I did want to bring one thing up, Kev. I just sent you 2 things into assets.
I got
Can you
'em.
Bring them up.
Bring that up. I
please?
have to go to the bathroom. Bring that up.
Very
no.
fun story here. Connor Daly, who wrote into the show a couple months ago asking for advice on how to propose to his then girlfriend. Well, as you see here, visual watchers, I guess it is. They did it.
Andy.
He proposed. She said yes. It went very well. You love to see it. You love to see
Congrats,
it.
Connor.
Congratulations,
Andy,
dude.
Andy,
Connor.
did you notice the giant guitar on that pillar in the back?
Guitar Center.
You could have a giant
On the
guitar,
smokestack?
I was
Pin
gonna say-
particles. Pin particles.
Right
We're
there.
such fucking goons. I love it so much.
Yeah, the whole
Anyway,
building,
shout
though,
out to
'cause that's-
Connor.
It's gonna be real hard.
When Tim brings up and mentions like Connor from the other podcast, I was gonna be like, oh, he changed the name of the horse. I thought that's what it was gonna be about.
You know, a weird one. None of us said just our house. We said items in our house, but could I just do the house?
You could do the house, yeah,
Oh.
but then
But
you'd have
then,
to.
like, the house
you'd-
master.
But
But
you'd have to have a plot of land for it, though. That's the problem.
But wait, hold
This
on,
toilet
Mike.
would become like fucking 5 feet tall. I
Yeah,
don't
that's the
wanna keep-
problem. Everything in it would then be for like scaled up to that. So if you're like,
point.
all right, I'm gonna turn my house 50% larger. Like these fucking stairs are gonna be. It's an exercise.
Let's just say this, Kevin. I hire you. You come in. We rebuild
Build-
from the
s-
inside.
okay,
It doesn't
all
matter.
right.
Doesn't matter.
All
We
right,
rebuild.
blow the
We
kitchen out.
rebuild.
All right,
Well, there you go.
that's pretty
Ladies
smart,
and gentlemen,
Mike.
That's been your Kind of Funny podcast for this week. Let us know what you would enlarge if you had access to a PIM particle in the comments below. It's the word, okay,
You're
guys?
asking
It's just
for
a
it.
No,
You're
word.
it's the
asking
way you
for it.
say it. No one else says
Yep.
it like as
Enlarge.
sexually driven.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. How do we say Jubilee again? How's that pronounced again? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, we're
We
gonna go
gotta
into our
clip
post
that
show.
out. We got to clip out.
We're going into the post show now, folks. For all of our patrons, and if you're not a patron, hey, it's been our pleasure to serve you.